I have searched all over YouTube and could not find a video on how to actually become a six-figure stylist. Now, don't get me wrong, I have saw videos on the rewind, like the stylist is already at six figures, the stylist is already at seven figures, and they tend to kind of do like a brief recap, and they do hit some main pain points, some main pressure points, but they never really get all the way down to like what they actually did. So I decided that I want to document my journey. So this is going to be a vlog slash journey of becoming a six-figure stylist. Right now, I am very far away from six figures. But the goal is to hit those six figures before the end of 2025. And I think it's doable, or at least as close as possible. But we're going to dream big. We're going to go big or go home. And we're going to say six figures. I got my notes right here, and we're going to start from the beginning. I'm going to start from now and work my way through 2025 vlogging, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the hard, the easy, and see if we can hit, no, scratch that. So that when we hit six figures, we can go back, celebrate, and then future stylists coming up, or even stylists who've been in the game for a while who haven't hit six figures, can use this video or this journey to kind of help aid in theirs. So let's get started. First things first, my name is Jazz, aka J.Wilson. I am a licensed cosmetologist of over 7 years. Now, I did not always want to be a cosmetologist. I started out as a correctional officer. I have started my journey to think that that was my ideal career. Um, ended up ended up with depression and anxiety, very bad. And so that's how I found my love for hair. I went to a therapist and she basically asked me what is something that I enjoy doing, whether I'm getting paid for it or not. And I told her I like doing my family and friends' hair. I like doing my hair and just making people smile. Even people I don't know. I'll meet people and just volunteer to do their hair. So she encouraged me to go out and go on some school tours. And I ended up falling in love with Paul Mitchell, the school Raleigh. Now, when I walked in Paul Mitchell, it was so different from all the other schools. The other schools were kind of dry, kind of bland. It was a little dusty and dark, and when I walked in Paul Mitchell, I just saw not luxury. I wouldn't say luxury because luxury would be like marble floors, but I saw just clean, just aesthetically pleasing. Like everything that I saw, I felt like this is home. Like this is where I needed to be. So needless to say, I ended up going there. I got expelled, ended up coming back and graduating with honors out of the phase 2 program. So thankful for that. If y'all want an actual breakdown of the expulsion situation, we can do a story time on that later. But that's neither here nor there. I said all this to say I started my journey really late in life. I was 25 when I enrolled in hair school. I didn't have the luxury of starting young and knowing what I wanted to do and actually building clientele from high school or building clientele, at a young age. I was 25. I was already a mom and I just was lost in life. So that's how I got on my journey. Let me know in the comments what made you get into cosmetology. Even though I felt as though I found my calling, I felt like hair was for me. I felt like that's what I wanted to do with my life. I never really took it serious. Now, I thought I was taking it serious until I did my whole self-reflection journey this year and realized that I never put my all, like completely into doing hair. The past 7 years have been spent uplifting other people, being a mom, being a wife, and just making any excuse I could as to why I hadn't gave it my all when in reality I was scared. I was scared. A lot of us have fears, and I'm just now realizing with the help of an amazing business coach that it's okay to have fears as long as you don't let them hinder you. Now, so that I know, okay, this is what I love to do. This is what I want to do. And I've run out of excuses. There are no more excuses I could possibly use. So now it's time to get down to work. It's time to get to the nitty gritty. I am now 34 years old and it's either now or never. I mean, it's never too late, but if I don't go ahead and give this my all, when will I? Now, again, I have searched for videos like this all over YouTube and I could not find one that actually broke it down piece by piece, even year by year, even decade by decade, as to what they did to get where they are. Most of them say, hey, well, I just started, I niched down, I worked on my mental, I worked on my mindset, and I went out there and did it. And yes, mindset is important. Yes, niching down is a thing, but that's not telling me like how you actually did it. That's not, to me, I'm the type of person I need the journey. I need to see your highs, see your lows, or at least a description of what it was or how you felt, even during the good or the bad. Because at the end of the day, to look at someone sit back and they are already successful, which means you should listen to them, but they're already successful. So I know I'm not the only one that thinks like, oh yeah, of course you would say that. Or oh yeah, this person probably started off because I don't know, they inherited some money or whatever the case may be. Not having a backstory to anything and not being able to see like what really happened is kind of like, okay, I hear you. I'm listening because you are where I want to be, but I'm a baby at this. I don't really know. I'm not really making the money to invest in buying quality bundles, to invest in doing this, doing that. And then life is lifing. And not to mention, it's 2024, says everything's expensive. So, I decided that we were going to do this journey. I'm going to vlog from now all the way up until I hit that six figures. And that is my dedication to myself. That is my promise to myself. I'm going to keep going no matter what. And I honestly think that you should keep going too. If you're going to join me on this journey, hey, we can start a group chat, we can start a Discord, whatever y'all want to do, I'm with it because it pays to have community and people you can vent to and people you can talk to who are actually going through the same things you're going through. But to kick things off, I'm going to tell y'all things that I already started doing, things that I already did to try to make this shift easy. One of the things that I did, like I said, everybody talks about mindset first. And for some reason, everybody thinks that mindset is just, oh, it's just mindset. No. When I hear people tell me work on my mindset first, I think that that means if my mindset is not already there, then don't start. When in reality, it's totally the opposite. Your mindset is something you're going to have to work on throughout this whole journey. And I've come to terms with that. I've come to the realization that no time is going to be perfect. Even if you do negative self talk, even if you do all these negative things or whatever the case may be, you can actively work on your mindset in the midst of doing something. And that's the best way to do it because telling yourself that you're going to be more positive, but not being in the midst of a negative situation in order to show yourself that you can do it, it may work for you, but I know it doesn't work for me. Being able to push through all of it and work on my mindset actively as I'm doing this is very important for me. When you hear people say, work on your mindset, just know that it's an ongoing situation, sis. It's not something that's just going to stop. It's not something where, oh, once I have my mindset that I'm going to do this regardless and I don't care what anyone thinks, that's when I'm going to start. No, no. You start now and you work on your mindset as you go. The second thing that I cannot stress enough is location. Location, location, location. Now, what I mean by location is I was at a barbershop for the past 2 years and I did not want to leave because it was my comfort zone. I'm okay being one of the boys. I was okay, just not having to live up to these high like expectations. But the more and more I got deeper into wanting to be a better version of myself, wanting to be a six-figure stylist, wanting to be a better woman, better mother, better wife, I realized that I needed to change my location. And maybe for you, it's not that. Maybe for you, it's you're comfortable there because it's your aunt's shop, your mom's shop, whoever. Or maybe you feel a sense of loyalty. I went through that too. I felt loyal to the shop owner. So I stayed longer than I should have. But in the midst of all of that, you have to decide like, what is important to you? Are you really wanting to be that six figure earner, or Are you more worried about other people? Because let's face it, when you're stagnant in life and you look back and say, "Oh, it was because I was being loyal," are you going to be okay with that reason? Because I wouldn't be. So, location. Sometimes it's not even the people. Sometimes it's not the look of the salon. Sometimes it's the city. I live in one city, but the shop I'm currently at now is in another city. It's about 40 minutes away from me. So, if you feel the need to relocate because the city is just not where you want to be, you don't feel like your hometown supports you, whatever the case may be, do it. If you're not happy, I'll put it like this: if you're not happy where you are for any reason, leave. Leave. And the first thing I did was, once I realized that that was something that was really like on my mind heavy, I went out and I looked at suites and I ran across a young lady and I met with her regarding a suite. I don't know why I was trying to jump dead into the shark water with a suite, because I'm going to a new city. I don't know anybody. I'm trying to build clientele. Why would I go in a suite? But needless to say, talking to her, she said, "You know what? We do have a booth available. How about you try that? We go from there. And once you grow your clientele, you're more than welcome to go to a suite if we still have one available." Right then and there, I knew I had struck gold, because at the end of the day, this young lady's a business owner. She did not have to do that. She could have let me rent that suite, which would have been more money in her pocket, and let me fail and went on about her life, but she didn't. Those are the type of people you want to be around. Those are the type of people who want to see you genuinely grow. So that worked out for me. If you're looking to get into suites or anything like that, I want you to take a second and ask yourself, are you ready? Because it has nothing to do with being ready. But would this be the best decision business wise for you? Yes, you can step out on faith. Yes, you can trust God, trust whoever you pray to, trust whoever you believe in. But your dreams and goals have to be realistic as well. They have to be attainable and realistic. So if you need to start somewhere as a baby step and then work your way into a suite, it's completely fine. But the one thing you don't want to do is take, for instance, in my situation, go from a barbershop immediately into a suite, spend all of that money on redoing the suite to make it look luxury, to make it look beautiful, to make it look aesthetically pleasing, and have to go up on prices only to not be booked, only to not have clientele. So that's something to definitely think about, your location. The third thing I did was I started caring more about how I look. Now, I know that's hard to believe with me being on camera like this, but y'all won't believe I filmed this video plus another video this morning. And when I went in to edit it, the audio wasn't on. So I just, instead of giving up, I said, you know what? I'm gonna get comfortable. We're gonna do this again. But coming outside more more comfortably, like as far as caring about how you look. I used to be the stylist that thought like nobody cares how I look as long as their hair looks good. I don't understand. Like I was dead set on nobody cares about how I look as long as their hair looks good. But think about it this way. If you're one of those people, think about it this way. You're out and about in a mall, Walmart, Target, wherever you go, and you are in need of clients. You need clients. You just relocated. You're doing all the things that we're talking about, and you need clients. Are you going to walk up to that client looking any kind of way? Are you going to walk up to that client looking just crazy? Not only that, looking good allows a gateway for questions. When you look good and somebody walks up and like, "Oh my God, girl, I love your outfit. I love your shoes. I love your hair. I love those earrings." That is an opening for you to then give your elevator pitch or talk about who you are or introduce yourself, because you never know, that person may be looking for a hairstylist. So I ended up now starting to care about how I look. I did mess up last night. You guys, I went out and I went out last minute Christmas shopping to grab a few extra little things. And normally I go outside looking a certain type of way, because especially in that city, because I went to that city to go shopping. Normally, if I know I'm going to that city, I am going to that city looking at least like someone loves me. At least looking decent. Last night, I had gotten off of my part-time job and I looked like who done it and why. And I was in Marshall's, and a client that found me on Facebook, and her appointment is actually Wednesday, which is tomorrow. She saw me. She walked up to my husband's like, "Is her name Jasmine?" And then she said, "Jasmine?" I'm like, "Yes." And she was like, "Hi, I'm your new client." And she was like, "Husband." She brought her husband over. "This is my new loctician. This is my new hairstylist." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I'm out here looking crazy, y'all. Crazy. Well, I'm not gonna say crazy. I'm not gonna say my hair was all over my head. I didn't have a bonnet on. I didn't have a scarf on. I had on jeans and like a little t-shirt or whatever. I had my work shoes on, but I'm pretty sure I looked really tired, really run down because I did not think about anything that morning. I threw on the first thing I found and kept it moving, okay? But I said all that to say this. I never went to that city after I made up my mind to care about how I look, looking like that. Now, some people won't care. Like with her, I'm pretty sure she went to my page, she saw my work, and she was okay with that. But imagine, like I said, I want to get into luxury extensions. Imagine me charging $3,000 for some K-tip extensions, and then somebody seeing me outside look crazy. Yeah, no, one plus one equals two all day, and I don't understand. So you want to make sure that you're representing your brand very well when you step outside, regardless. I understand it's a lot. I understand getting up. I understand, oh, but Jay, the time, and I got to get up and get the kids together. I got to get up and do this. I got to get up and do that. I get it. I have kids. I have a husband. I have a part time job. I have a lot of things going on as well. But we have to at least care a little bit. We have to at least care a little bit, okay? So that's another thing. I want you to promise to yourself that in the morning, even if you don't have to put on a full face of makeup, but at least make sure you're not walking outside with a scarf or a bonnet on. Your hair is combed. If you're wearing a puff ball, like if you're natural, because I'm natural and sometimes I rock my puff ball, make sure you put the time in to slick that puff ball up. Just make sure that you walk outside carrying a little more every day so that you can attract the clientele you want, right? So the last thing I did, which is the most, I'm not gonna say the most important because I feel like all four of these things are very, very important. So this is the fourth thing that I have started doing so far without y'all. So y'all can catch up with me a little bit. I started trying to get out of my comfort zone. Being on this camera right now is getting out of my comfort zone. I could have easily made an excuse as to why I was not going to re-record this video because at the end of the day, I already tried it. I already recorded it and nothing was there. And also, if you see, my microphone is dead. So I have to use this mic with the cord on it. It's a Rode microphone, it's wireless. I have to plug it up. This side is plugged up, and then I had to find a way to hook this to my iPhone because I just refused to use my GoPro again today because it was making me mad. So I could have easily just gave up and let that be my excuse as to why I did not face my fears or why I didn't get out of my comfort zone. But how am I going to be a six-figure entrepreneur if I stay in my bubble? It's not possible. It's not possible at all. So, some of the things that my comfort zone entail are talking on video. I do not like talking on video. I do not like talking on video. If you pay attention to me, you'll see my eyes go this way, that way, up, down, and around, but I'm doing it. And I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it to push myself further out of my comfort zone. In order to get myself prepared for this YouTube video, what I did was I said, you know what, I'm going to post on TikTok every day. I posted 2 to 3 times on TikTok every single day. No, I didn't have a rhyme or reason. I understand that it's not something that I'm gonna get paid from, but I did it for a different reason. I did it to face my fears. I did it to get out of my comfort zone. So upon me saying I needed to start a YouTube, I said, you know what? But how I'm gonna do this? I'm scared to look at a camera. I'm talking to myself. I decided to get up every morning. I'm gonna be on my Facebook or my TikTok story and say something. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm gonna make videos and reels. at least showing something. And if I'm not showing my face, I'm at least talking. I'm at least doing a voiceover, because that's the second thing that is throwing me out of my comfort zone, my voice. I do not like my voice. And I know I'm not the only one on the planet that does not like their voice. It's a lot of people who hate the sound of their voice. But in order for me to get used to talking to people, be it face to face, online, on the phone, wherever, I have to get used to the sound of my own voice. I have to be confident when I speak. I have to be present online. So when it comes to talking, if I'm not showing my face in a video, I'm at least doing a voiceover so that I can practice using my voice, right? And the third thing that I did to get out of my comfort zone was passing out flyers. Listen, this is a social media era, so I never felt the need to pass out flyers. In my 7 years of doing hair, y'all, I can honestly say I've never really passed out flyers until recently, by myself. By myself, I've never passed out flyers until last week. And so by passing out flyers, I don't mean I went to an event where it was normal. I mean, I went out, I got myself together, I cared about how I look, I put on everything. I made me a video that morning to prepare me to jump out of my comfort zone. I went to that city and I walked around the shopping center, I walked around the mall, I walked around another shopping strip, and I passed out my flyers. Now, a lot of us don't have a lot of money to spend. A lot of us don't have a lot of money to spend. So we're going to go over different ways we can market, flyer making, all that stuff on this channel, because we're going to make it to six figures. We are. I don't care. No excuses. The time is now. So we're going to go over all of that on this channel, because I just feel like I needed at one point somebody to hold my hand. If I had somebody with me like me in the beginning, I would be where I'm supposed to be by now. And so I want to be that for y'all. So now all of that seems like a lot, right? All of the jumping out of your comfort zone, switching locations, finding a location, all of that. I mean, even as far as finding a location, like I pay more in booth rent now, and that's scary. All of this is scary, but guess what? In order to get where you want to be in life, you have to face your fears and you have to jump out there. You can't not do it. If you don't do it, it'll never happen. And then you're going to live life with regrets. And that is one of the things that pushed me to do this, because I don't want to wake up one morning unable to chase my dreams anymore and live the rest of my life with regret. If you like this video, don't forget to like it, share it, hit that subscribe button. Comment down below anything you want to go over, anything you want to talk about. Comment if this helped you. And I'll see y'all on the next video.